Either way, it's all right. We'll be taking that. That is a pretty brutal combo. What do the kids say these days? What is it? Sheesh. Oh man, I hate myself sometimes, but it's cool. We've got new cards. We've got new cards, everybody. And new Capenna is out, and it is a mobster themed set. And as the leader of the Mardu mob, I gotta say, some of these cards feel like they might have been printed specifically for this channel, because we got a lot of Reanimator stuff. And that's what we're doing here today, ladies and gentlemen. We are playing some Xander the Collector. But before I dive into this deck and divulge the whole plan and the whole shebang, if you are new here and you find any value in today's content, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it is a free way to help support the channel, and you'll also be notified when we post other videos. So we are posting daily content, by the way, guys, for this first week of the release, and from there we will adjust the schedule accordingly. But please enjoy today's list, because it is an absolute heater. It is a banger, man, and I cannot wait to showcase the gameplay footage in this deck. But before we do that, let's break it down. So here's how this deck today is going to work. Very simple. Get our big stuff in the graveyard, reanimate it for cheap, and just overrun our opponent with value. So Xander the Collector, brand new card. This is a 7 drop. This is a 7-drop 6/6 creature, but holy cow, there's a lot of text on here. Basically what this card does is when it hits the battlefield, your opponent has to discard half their hand rounded down. Pretty sweet already. Better the more their hand is. Like if they have 6 cards, obviously getting 3 cards, you know, whatever. That's a lot better than getting maybe 1 or maybe none, depending on how late the game goes. So you do want to get this out early and fast to get the most value out of that discarding effect. Also, when this thing attacks a player, they have to mill half of their deck, which is bonkers. You can easily mill out an opponent with this card. And then when it dies, it has another added effect where opponent has to sacrifice a lot of their permanents. So very, very cool card. Does a lot, is insane top end, and can win you games very easily. Well, how are we gonna get Xander out for cheap? Well, we've got other ways to get Xander out. We got Olivia Crimson Bride. This is going to come down a turn sooner. I know that's not a big mana value, but what's really cool about Olivia is it plays super well with Xander, because they are both vampires, and when Olivia attacks, it brings back a creature, giving it haste and attacking as well. So Xander will enter the battlefield and be attacking right away. It doesn't get its effect because it's not actually going through that attack step, but it does make our opponent discard their cards from hand. So Olivia is going to come down. It's going to bring you back a 6/6 attacking creature, and our opponent's going to have to discard half their hand. Pretty busted. And what's nice about Olivia too is that the downside and the backdraw of this card is that if it dies, your other creature gets dies as well, because it's typically not going to be a vampire, but it is a vampire this time. So with Olivia's ability, downside, there is really no downside this time around, because Xander will survive even if Olivia is removed with spot removal. Some other really good tools that we have to reanimate is Gelatinous Cube, Mind Flayer, and Burning Rune Demon. Burning Rune Demon is going to give us a lot of card selection, which is really cool. It's going to allow us to find our reanimation pieces. Mind Flayer and Gelatinous Cube kind of do the same thing. We're trying to get creatures off of our opponent's side of the board while we attack their face, which is pretty sweet. And our last card for reanimation, and our really valuable card here, is Dollhouse of Horrors. This is going to be the MVP of the deck. We want to get this down on turn 5, obviously, but what's nice about it is we're only spending 1 mana and tapping this thing over, and we're getting back one of our creatures from our graveyard. Obviously, coming back as a 1/1 isn't ideal, but it does have haste, and all of our creatures don't really care too much about how much power they have. We really care about their enter the battlefield triggers, which is super nice. Also, their attack triggers. So this thing giving our creatures haste allows us to not only have our enter the battlefield triggers, but attack triggers. So if we can Dollhouse of Horrors for 1, getting an Olivia from the graveyard, Olivia comes in and swings for 1 and then gets a Xander, that's pretty darn good value for 1 mana on a single turn. So I can't argue with the effects of this card. It is insane, especially for a Reanimator deck. So that's how we're going to be getting our cards back, like Xander from the graveyard, with Dollhouse of Horrors and Olivia combo. Now, how do we get our things into the graveyard efficiently while still maintaining value? Well, we've got ourselves 4 Tainted Indulgences. This is a new card that's going to allow us to draw some cards, discard some cards out of our hand, which is great. And in the late game, when we have enough cards in the graveyard, this is just going to be a straight 2 mana draw 2 cards, which is really good. And then we've also got, you know, Thirst for Discovery, which we've seen already, which draws us and discards us cards. Prismari Command does the same effect. Also, it kills a Seeker's Chariot, which gotta love that. And then here's a new one too. This is a spicy one. This is a Corpse Explosion. This is going to be a sweeper here in our deck. Basically, what this does is for 3 mana, we can basically sweep the board of all planeswalkers and creatures, as long as we have a creature to exile in the graveyard, which we're always almost always going to have. This thing has come in clutch a few times for me. It is fantastic with this deck, and it also hits planeswalkers. So if we run into Ob Nixilis players, we're ready to go. Also for Ob Nixilis, by the way, we have 3 Jawari disruptions, because turn 2, if we go second and we can Jawari and Ob Nixilis, that's going to be huge. That is probably the most busted card we really got to look out for right now. But I digress. We talk about now Maestro's Charm. This card is my favorite of all time in this deck so far. This card does it all. It is fantastic removal for 5 damage. It gains you life, which is pretty phenomenal in a really pinch situation. But the best part about this card for our deck particularly is going to be looking at the top 5 cards of our deck, picking one out, and the rest go to the graveyard. This will set up a really good Corpse Explosion, because we can Maestro's Charm, pull out, you know, let's say a Dollhouse, and we should be able to get a couple creatures in the graveyard for the explosion to go off with. So, and all of our creatures, if you notice, are 3 power and higher. So you're going to get a pretty good sweeper here with the explosion for 3. A lot of good value there. But that is the deck in a nutshell, guys. That was a lot of explaining, a lot of new cards. Obviously, this is going to take a little longer to get through, but have fun with this gameplay footage. It is amazing. We performed outstanding with this deck, and hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll see you guys at the end for some final thoughts. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, new Capenna is here, and I'm so excited to showcase today's deck, man, because you guys know we had to go Reanimator first. Like, if you guys know anything about this channel, Reanimator is priority number 1 at all times. And so that's what we're doing here today. I'm super pumped. We've got a pretty good opening hand with the Indulgence early, so we'll keep this. We can make this work. We can definitely make this work. And then we play this for black, so this and then black. Perfect. All right, let's see what our opponent's up to. We've got new cards, so I'm gonna be doing a lot more reading, I think, in most cases. So we'll find out. But I do find a Jawari out the top, which feels nice, because Ob Nixilis is, I'm assuming, gonna be everywhere. So having a Jawari disruption is nice. Usher of the Fallen right away. Okay, so they're gonna be a little bit aggro. So finding our sweeper is gonna be priority. Nice, we find it. We get a Burning Rune Demon in the yard. All right, and we take a little bit of damage from the Fallen. That's not a problem. Not a problem. We have our Corpse Explosion, which is such a good sweeper for us. Mind Flayer, obviously stealing stuff feels pretty awesome too. They might just boast here, which would feel pretty bad. Boasting is a really good way to just kind of irritate somebody who's trying to sweep the board, you know? So that's kind of annoying. Nice, we get Xander in the yard. We love that. We love everything that's happening right now. This is good stuff. All right, this is perfect. I can actually take their Usher of the Fallen, but I think because I'm afraid of, like, you know, removal, because they are running white, sweepers are not off the table. Plus they have token sweeper stuff. So I'm going to take this. I have a good body to block the Usher of the Fallen with. So we're going to take the token. This prevents their Usher from being able to really get in for an attack. And if they want to, you know, make their Usher bigger, cool, whatever, I'll steal it with the Mind Flayer. So that's annoying, though. I can't lie. Seeker's Chariot is a problem. All right. A Seeker's Chariot, though, doesn't get through the Gelatinous Cube. So I am going to just hold and say go. And hopefully they bring down their Seeker's Chariot to attack into the Gelatinous Cube. I will trade all day. And then I'll blow up the rest of the board. So that will work. We got 2 Dollhouses. Dollhouses are going to be key to our victories for sure. We have Xander and Burning Rune Demon in the yard. Feels pretty good. That seems like a weird attack. Yeah, okay. They see that. They see how weird that was now. Let's see the... no, Seeker's Chariot coming down. They're giving me time to set up here, which by all means, thank you. Thank you so very much. Dollhouse comes in. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. We do have a backup, though. And Xander seems like a pretty fun Dollhouse of Horrors, if I do say so myself. But at the same time, is that what we want, or do we want Burning Rune Demon? Because we get a better Xander with the Crimson Bride. I'm going to take the Burning Rune Demon. We get a much better Xander with Olivia. And they're not going to stick around to see any more of what we got to show them. I was going to take with Burning Rune Demon. I was going to go find a Prismari Command and deal with the Asika's Chariot that way. So that worked out. Nice. GG. Right away, got a little bit of our Reanimator stuff off. That felt pretty awesome. Pretty clean game, to be honest. Opponent wasn't aggressive enough. They just a little too slow against us, but I liked what they were trying to do there with the Bant. I like Bant a lot. Opponent goes first. We have a pretty good hand here. Nothing till turn 3 though, which is a bit scary when you're talking about aggressive stuff. I feel like we could do better, but I also don't feel like we can do better. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of annoying. All right. Opponent is running Jawari Disruptions and Field of Ruin. So we are up against the Control Mage, which doesn't feel good because that means Counter Magic. And Counter Magic is going to be very, very bad for us. Very bad. So we don't really play well against this opponent, that's for sure. They've got a clear-cut edge against us here. I think we're gonna do it like that. I think we'll do it like that. We won't throw away the Xander just yet because we may not see it again if our opponent has some saucy stuff for us. So let's just pass the turn. Our opponent's really holding on to something in that Foretold slot, which scares me. It could be, you know, saw it coming, but my best guess is probably Doomscar. I don't know. They found the land though. They missed their land drop last turn, so I was hoping and banking that they were gonna keep missing land drops, but they did not. Let's get a treasure because I would like to get some ramp going. All right, Gelatinous Cube. Land. All right, we avoid the Jawari Disruption. So let's play it. This is a tough decision, man. I knew we were probably giving something up here to some sort of counter magic. Devious cover up though is a nightmare to deal with because that exiles things. That is, gosh, man. I really hope that's not their whole game plan. I hope they don't have a whole fistful of counter magic, man. This is good though. Okay, hold on a second. We might have something here. Opponent just memory deluged for almost all their mana, and they did just play their land already this turn. So tapped out. Tapped out. I can get back a Burning Rune Demon, which can get us some stuff. Wish I could have got the Xander down here, man. If I could have got the Xander down here on this turn, our opponent would have been screwed because they would have had to discard a lot of stuff here. I will take one of these. A backup Xander. They're probably gonna put the Xander in my hand, honestly, because the Dollhouse will just get it right back. So another Xander in hand doesn't feel too bad. Plus, we just dealt 9 damage on that attack, so can't be too mad about that. I need a land off the top here, though, badly. Nice. We get the land off the top. And we get Xander down, hopefully. Nice. It does hit, which means they have to discard half their hands. Love that. Especially against the Control Mage. Love that. What are they doing? What are they giving up here? Because they've got to prioritize removing the Xander. Obviously, kill spells take precedence. We do avoid Vanishing Verse though, which is so nice. They take Meat Hook out. They take a Memory Deluge out. Makes sense. Opponent still got 4 cards in hand though, so doing okay. But making our opponent mill half their deck too seems pretty fun. Especially if they're going to be drawing a ton of cards. It'd be nice to maybe mill them out. Let's see what they can do about this. If they kill Xander too, that's not the worst thing in the world because we have another one. Okay, killing it that way is pretty rough. Killing it that way is pretty rough. But they do tap out essentially again, just for another Xander to come down, so.
I am almost sad to see you go.
We are kind of hosing them right now with the Xander stuff. Yeah, another one seems fine. Only 1 card though. 1 card out of their hand. They lose a Seagate Restoration. I can dig that. I can dig that. Are they going to drop a 2/2 here? Milling their deck out though feels so good. They're already down to 21 cards. Another attack here could cripple them pretty well. Another Wandering Emperor though would be really annoying. I really hope that's not the case because I don't want Xander to get exiled. If anything, if they kill it, that's fine. I can get it right back. Nice. Down to 11 cards. I guess that play could have gone a little differently had I tried to go for the Dollhouse first, but I was hoping that they maybe tap some mana for that turn. But in hindsight, knowing they didn't do anything about that makes me feel bad not playing the Dollhouse first. I should have done that first because I could have gotten back potentially Olivia or even some ways to get rid of, you know, that token with Gelatinous Cube. Opened up the lane for the attack, but our opponent's pretty much in a terrible spot though, thanks to Xander's milling effects though. Looks like they might be looking to Memory Delusion. If they do they have enough mana? 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have enough to Memory Delusion. If they do, gosh darn it. They put 4 cards back in their deck, and the 4 cards they choose are pretty solid. I love being in late game too with this indulgence because we've got plenty of things in the yard and the indulgence now is just drawing us cards, which is so fantastic. Ah, they exile again. Nightmare. That's a nightmare scenario. Okay. What do we have still in the deck? We have 2 Olivias, a Burning Rune. Did they get all of our Dollhouses? I think they got all of our Dollhouses, so we really just need to find an Olivia. That's it. There is the Olivia. Did we play a land this turn yet? We did not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can get an Olivia back here with a Burning Rune Demon, and that is a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. And we take action here. We want another Xander and Olivia. And they have to give us the Xander because if they give us the Olivia, Xander's coming back anyways. This all feels really, really good. They give us the Olivia. Interesting. Okay. So it all comes down to their top deck here. They could get a really good top deck though. They've got, you know, yeah, they picked up their sweepers. So I mean, it's pretty likely they'd get one, but we got an Olivia in hand, so that's going to be game. GG's, man. What a game. That one was a little bit more tricky because we were going against control, which I did not expect to see a lot of, so glad we pulled the W out of there. Xander is broken. The whole milling half your deck thing is crazy. The whole discarding half your hand, not as crazy as I thought, because you think, oh, discarding half your hand is brutal, but really you need like 6 or more cards for it to be really hurtful, like to really get that hand hate. Interesting. Man, if this is not an aggro deck, I'm going to feel so bad. But I am going to take my chances on it. Let's see. Let's see if it pans out. Let's see if it pans out. Okay, it's a good sign. Good and bad. We'll see. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out. That's a good sign. Okay. Looks like we're running some creature stuff, I think. Love that. Love that. We'll thirst for discovery here. We'll get rid of the Mind Flayer and explode the board at some point in this game. Right now, we don't really need to, obviously. No need to jump the gun on it. Okay. Some cleric-y stuff. Gonna gain life, sure. Not sure what this deck's all about, but nothing too scary yet. Giving haste. 2-3 haste. You know, sitting at turn 3, only getting hit for 2. You know, nothing crazy on the board. I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. I almost just hit the spacebar on accident when I leaned over. That would have been a absolute terrible moment. All right. Ooh, I love that. Love that. Dude, this charm is so nasty. This charm is an incredible. Probably my favorite card in this whole deck, really. The Maestro charm. Freaking amazing. Sword. Oh, that's not good because that is going to just keep coming back. Returns to owner's hand. Interesting. All right. So when they go to attach, that is when we're gonna blow something up next turn. In the meantime, in between time, we will go ahead and thirst for discovery. This has an equipment cost of 2. All right, Jawari Disruption and another explosion can go. That's a good card. That's a really good card. We can start blowing up artifacts. We love that. We're just building up our mana base right now, which is so good because once we get down Dollhouse of Horrors, it's just going to be an absolute wrap. There it is. We blow that sucker up for 5. We're done dealing with that for now. Olivia. Olivia. Let's do this first. Nice. And we have a Prismari Command, which blows up the next creature they want to bring down. And then we also kill this sword. And then we just Olivia and start going ham. Just start going ham on them. So far, so good, guys. So far, so good. We're kicking butt right now. Looking to be 3 for 3 here. That's not something I can kill with the Prismari Command, though. Let's do destroy artifact, create token. All right. Olivia Crimson Bride is a 3/4, so getting through that's going to be tough unless I bring back, let's say, Mind Flayer or Gelatinous Cube. I think I want the Mind Flayer, but I am afraid they might have some cheap removal. Either way, it's all right. We'll be taking that. That is a pretty brutal combo. What do the kids say these days? What is it? Sheesh. Oh man, I hate myself sometimes, but it's cool. All right. Mind Flayer is in, baby. Let's go. Thundering Rebuke. Saw that coming. Olivia's still alive though, so Olivia just gonna kind of rinse repeat here with the ooze. If they kill Olivia here, then we kind of got a problem. I can't lie. Kind of got a problem from there. I will say the dollhouse is a little bit more of a for sure thing. Yeah, Olivia's down. Okay. At least these don't go to exile, so that's nice. Ooh, we like that. I think though I'm still gonna go for the dollhouse play here. So 1, 2, 3, and that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential mana to get a dollhouse down with no extra mana to cast. All right, maybe it is Xander. Xander's the play. Let's go. Let's dance. Let's dance. Because the Maestro's Charm, basically I can go 5 cards deep. I was banking on finding a Dollhouse of Horrors and discarding everything else to the graveyard. But I could have played the Dollhouse with no extra mana to actually get a creature back this turn. So instead, I'll get greedy and I'll go for Lord Xander. And hopefully next turn we top deck a land. Then we can do my plan. Hope that makes sense. Wow, they get rid of a Brutal Cathar, which is one of the things that can deal with Xander. It doesn't really matter because if they Brutal Cathar this, then I just explode next turn and then get it right back. And then they got to discard another card. Interesting. This gives 1 or 2/0 to each creature with an attachment. Oh, and they can pay 0 to attach. Got it. Okay. All right, we might just get rid of the Mind Flayer here and go for the explosion. Get rid of both of these creatures. This does get back a sword though that says equip creature does 2/0 whenever a creature attacks. Tap a creature. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll be seeing ya. Xander comes in, mills half your deck. Ooh, that does help them a little bit though. Yikes. Feels bad. We do have the Maestro Charm though to deal 5 instant speed damage. And we just do this again. Dude, Xander is broken. Not Ob Nixilis broken, but still pretty broken. I'm surprised we're seeing this much variety though in Mythic. I thought we'd see a lot of mono white still and people just kind of waiting for the meta to resolve, but they're doing some crazy things, man. All right, they're gonna give that thing a pump here. If they do, it's gonna be a big feels bad moment. That's annoying. They can keep doing that too. They can keep on doing that over and over again. Even if I Maestro Charm it, they can do it over and over. 2 more times at least, so. That does stink. It does a pretty good job of combating what I'm doing here. But once I blow it up and I Xander attack again, they're going to be in bad shape. Man, the Maestro Charm feels really good though for just going through the top of my deck. I don't know. Obviously blowing that thing up is pretty important. All right. All right, get out of here. Let's draw some cards here. You can go. Xander attack. Xander gets almost your whole deck. And then we go here. See what we hit. Gelatinous cube. That's kind of nice. These two can go. I guess the explosion is kind of worthless without a creature in the yard, huh? Because they already exiled both my creatures, so that feels kind of rough. But Gelatinous Cube needs to stay in my hand just because I need to be able to exile any sort of creature they drop down here in front of me. Looks like all they're going to have those creature lands, which I can't really deal with effectively, so that kind of stinks. But hey, we get to experience a little bit of cycling with the Xander's Lounge, which is kind of nice. Opponent's running out of cards though. I mean, we might just mill them out for victory here over doing damage because, like I said, they'll just drop down a land here to protect themselves. But their graveyard's looking pretty thick. Pretty thick. Xander going in for his, what, 4th or 5th attack? Like, no, I think it's just the 3rd. I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating pretty badly. All right, there's the block. They lose half their cards though. They're down to 7. That dies. Now they're losing mana. They're losing mana. They're losing life. They're losing half their deck every turn. The clock is ticking on our friend here. Wish. What the heck does that do? You may play a card you own from outside the game this turn. Okay. What's the card? Interesting. How many of those do they have in here? I'm a defender now? Oh, that's annoying. That is ruthless. Okay. That's not good. That's a solid answer, my friend. That is a solid answer. Yikes. Okay. Okay. All I can say right now is yikes. We're hoping to top deck some good stuff here because that was tough. That was tough. And now they can come over the top for 3 every turn. That is... We're in the danger zone. We are in the danger zone, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I do need to play the gelatinous cube out then just to threaten to attack in. Because they're just going to keep activating that land. All right, let's hold. Let's hold. Hold the line. Hold. I cannot allow them to beat us. Not after everything we've been through. No shot. No shot. They can't activate their land again because if they win a race, we're gonna... Actually, they do win that race, don't they? If I find a way to deal 1 damage, though, we'll be all right. But I don't know what that's gonna be. I need a good top deck. I have to have a good top deck here. Do you have any creatures in the yard yet? No, there's nothing. Wow, there's nothing in the yard. That's crazy. So I can trade with this. Yeah, I can trade with this, and that does get us a gelatinous cube in the yard. So if we find a reanimator spell, we give haste with Olivia, or we can just... 4 or 5. Actually, I could just do this. That seems like a mistake. All right, that's good. Yeah, they screwed up. They screwed up bad. That was not the play on their part. They should have activated their flying land, but I get what they were trying to do there, but I think they forgot that Xander still can block. I think they were hoping to trade with the gelatinous cube there because they'd be swinging in right now. Wow. Jawari misses, huh? All right, fair enough. Fair enough. That's good. We do need that. That's game. Holy Toledo, that was close. That was freaking close. My goodness. Was my heart pumping? Yes. I don't know how that went that sideways. My goodness. But them being able to play Candle Trap, a 1 mana spell from outside the game, just shut us down. Absolutely shut us down. Holy. That was a scary game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still a little shooken up. I can't lie. I'm a little shooketh. A little shooketh. That was wild. I love it though. I love it. All right, I get to go first with the charm. Definitely. Definitely. Little lounge action for the start of the game too. Couple Jawaris. We love that. Our friend here's probably playing Bant. No, they're playing Naya. Okay, so they're gonna play... Ooh, they're playing runes. Okay, so we're still on that stuff, huh? Still on that nonsense. Maestro Charm, pretty good here. Jawari Disruption, also pretty good here. If they play on curve, but they played off curve, which is kind of annoying. All right, let's hope we hit... What's the play here? I think we get rid of the cube and 1 Jawari. All right. Gelatinous Cube is an easy answer for this, but maybe we let it get a little bigger and we just Maestro Charm this turn. We also have Jawari Disruption if they want to play something crazy here. They missed a land drop though. Why would they not use this to grab land? All right. They're going to draw a card, which feels bad. Oh, well, let them have the card. Let them have the card. I still think that, you know, 3 damage is whatever in the grand scheme of things, especially when we're going to Maestro Charm for the 5 cards. They still missed the land drop. Crazy. I suppose we want this. Nothing very good there. All right, let's Gelatinous Cube this bad boy. Seems fine. I don't like it still. I still feel like a 3/3 visitor is not exactly like prime targeting, you know, but you know, whatever. Whatever, it's all good. They only still have 2 mana. I feel bad winning games like this. It's like, come on, like that's just super unlucky. I think we're gonna do this and then try to hit our land drop because I want to save my Jawari Disruption if we can. We do hit our land drop, which means it opens up our potential charm here. No need to dissolve the 1/1 at the moment because opponent they're not gonna be able to play with 2 lands. There we go. Now they're in business. They find a red source too, which I'm sure is very helpful. All right, they're not gonna like this one. And there's the scoop. Yeah, that was that one. That's a big feels bad for the opponent there. So we'll take it though. I mean, we are just rolling right now. Let's go. I do hate winning those types of games though, because I know what I know all too well what it feels like on the other end of that, and it is not fun. It's like, what was the point of queuing up this game? But that's also you know how you learn more discipline on your keeps and mulligans and whatnot. But also that first play they made, I thought that card could go search up a land. I'm surprised they didn't go for a land drop there. All right, and immediately I get served up a little humble pie here with this hand. Yikes, okay. It's gonna be a hard mulligan for me, my dog. All right, they kept. Much better. Much better. May need the Jawari Disruption as a land, and if I do, I'm not gonna like it. Because Jawari is a really good card right now. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's gold. Man, this video went really smooth. A lot of times it takes me a while to build these decks, and it takes me a while to come up with the ideas and, you know, tweak them enough to start winning. And this deck just came out of the gates on fire. On fire, man. Xander's just nuts. Xander's on another level. Shoot, man, we're climbing quick too. All right, it's Naya, and they've got Luminarch. That's an interesting situation. Jawari might be good here, but if I do Jawari, I am giving up the potential 3rd land drop. I'm so sorry, guys. My allergies are just never gonna stop. This deviated septum problem is real. Gosh, I need to hit that 3rd land so desperately, and then Maestro Charm fixes a lot of our issues because it allows us to get a corpse explosion. That's huge. Huge Jawari. Come on, land, please. Please provideth the land. It's got to be a red or black source too. It can't even be a blue source. Tapped out. Tack step. It's only one thing you can't do, right? All right, well, might as well get a little cozy, guys. Looks like our opponent is taking their time, or probably busy in between plays, doing something on the other side. I've been there. I can't imagine we're, you know, getting rope treatment on purpose, especially this early when they have a bit of an advantage. And that right there probably seals the deal on the rest of this game. Yikes. Yikes. If I do hit a red or black source though, and I'm able to get this off for the ability to look at the top 5 cards in my deck, I do get a really good corpse explosion if I find a creature, which I should be able to do, you know? Oh man, now there's an argument to be said to just hit that, but looks like we just lose thanks to mana. Unfortunately, we just got absolutely served up exactly what our last opponent got. So it is what it is, man. And there goes our charm, our only hope for, if they hit our charm here, it's literally our only hope. So, because even if we find our land, corpse explosion does nothing without a graveyard. So there's that. Even Maestro's charm though, I mean, what's it gonna do at this point in the game? At this point in the game, it is a wrap. Unfortunate. You know, sometimes you go to play Magic and you can't play Magic, so you get absolutely Magic the Gathering. All right, let me check and see how much time's left on this video. All right, looks like there might be some time for one more game. Wish me luck. We need a dub here. We need a dub. Oh no, our opponent's in the numbers, meaning they're probably playing something pretty meta hardcore, I'm sure. Opponent goes first, but we have a really good start here. We have a good start. Tainted Indulgence, a very, very good reanimation spell. Card, not spell. Reanimation card. Opponent takes a mole, going first. I like that. That helps a little bit. Let the games begin. Jawari Disruption. We don't love that. Azorius, they foretell that's going to be a Doomscar probably. We saw this already once before. Hopefully Xander can take care of this control mage the way it did last time. I think we have too many lands, to be honest. But Xander being in the yard, not being in the yard last time really kind of hit us in the butt. So we'll do it like that. And we have the charm. All right. Doomscar not looking so hot against us though for the time being. As long as, I mean, gosh. Getting off Olivia and Xander's nice, but immediately getting Doomscarred is pretty rough. At least it's not exiling effects though, so that's kind of nice. Ah, behold the multiverse. Okay. I guess I'll do this now then. That's not good. I guess Jawari Disruption might be the card we want, huh? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's a counter spell and it does hit Doomscar on, you know, turn 5. But they are going to hit a land drop here, which means they're comfortably getting around Jawari. Oh, wow. They didn't hit a land. That's crazy. That is really crazy. Okay, so they're struggling to hit their land drops even with the Behold the Multiverse. That's kind of a big deal because we can Jawari their next play, which is probably going to be something like a Memory Deluge. Let's keep that in mind. Mind Flayer, not that important. 2 Olivias is nice. Just in case something happens to the first, we can recast the second. They have haste. We'd love that. Here comes the Memory Deluge. We Jawari this bad boy. No thank you. We still have another Jawari as well. Super helpful. That means no land, hopefully, unless they top decked one. Nice, they got one off the top. Okay. We just draw now, which is super nice. Another Mind Flayer. Getting a lot of the same stuff here. All right, the odds this resolves. Slim to none, right? I mean, pretty slim to none. I think we wait one more turn here. We hold our Jawari again. We Tainted Indulge. And the next turn we get around a Jawari, but I don't think they have a Jawari. I feel like they would have played that as a land at some point in this game. I'm going to play it. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of Salt coming. I think Salt coming is the only one that we got to worry about. Okay, that's pretty huge. I can't lie. That is huge. Oh my goodness, it hit. It hit. It hit. That's 2 cards down. 2 card swing. Love that. They had a Field of Ruin. Okay, I'm very confused, but it is what it is. All right, they can only exile 1 here. They're probably going to take Olivia thinking it's going to end Lord Xander's life, but it's not. Lord Xander hits. They mill half their... Oh. Why did it not mill half their deck? I don't know. I might have missed something there. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Seems like a weird Doomscar. You play out the creatures just to Doomscar. I'm not sure why I did that, but it's fine. It's fine. We got another Olivia. All's well. All's well. All right, Olivia again. Another Xander. Xander takes out another one of their cards. Oh, it's whenever Xander attacks, they mill out their deck. That's right. So Xander has to attack, and it's already in attack step when Olivia brings it in. Gotcha. I don't think we've hit this combo yet once this turn, because I would have remembered that, but I do remember when I built the deck, remembering that policy. I thought it was when Xander hit the opponent, they mill. I forgot it's when they attack. So little confusion on my part. New cards. Learning. All right, no Doomscar, and we'll be good to go. We have Jawari Disruption, hopefully to save some face. I don't know. Nope, Devastating Mastery. Cool. Unbelievable. All right, we definitely need to find... We need to find like a... Shoot. Can't even Jawari Disrupt this turn. I was looking for a Dollhouse of Horrors, but you know what? It is what it is. 5, 6, 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So Jawari's gonna just crush our opponent's Memory Deluge. So it all comes down to that last card in hand. What is that last card in their hand? We do not know yet, but we are about to find out. They don't actually discard it here with Xander because it's rounded down, so they'd get it. They don't have to. That's annoying. That got around the Jawari. That is annoying. Now they got to discard though. They didn't have to discard prior to that, so I don't know if I would have done it that way. Hold the Jawari just in case we get another Devastating Mastery situation. Or that. Good game. Good game! Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. They would have lost either way. Even if that had resolved, I mean, they were tapped out and they were looking for a 1-mana play to save them from this. Not happening. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was so much fun to play. This deck was a blast, and I can't tell you guys enough how much I enjoy Reanimator, and this set is going to play a lot into that, and I'm super excited about it. But ultimately, guys, it played extremely well. I'm gonna break this thing down and talk about it a little bit more. Maybe some things we can change, maybe not, I don't know. But before I do that, I do want to say huge thank you and shout out to everyone who's made it this far into the video. It means a lot to me because you guys have no idea how much that actually helps. It actually gives us a lot more watch time. YouTube loves that. They push my videos out to more people, so thank you for that. I do appreciate it. And let's talk about the list. So we saw some really great and cool synergies with this list, man. It is so awesome, and I think it is pretty spot on for what it is. as far as changes, that's tough. I've been putting a little bit of thought into this, and that is really tough. I do love Corpse Explosion as a sweeper, and it's so good in so many spots. Sweepers are important because this deck is a bit slow, so we're trying to obviously set up a lot here with our early game 2-3 drops to get creatures into the yard, to then by turn 5 and 6 get things going. So turn 5 and 6 is a long ways out, to try to survive in. So things like Maestro's Charm and Corpse Explosion, fantastic. Those cards absolutely need to be staying in the deck. But we might want to consider, just a little bit of a consideration here, some early game removal. So we did in playtesting in the play queue go up against mono white, and we had this crazy game where we got down to 1 life almost immediately, but we battled back with our first sweeper with the explosion, and then every turn after that we were either gelatinous cubing something or mind flaring something, which was nice. But they eventually got us with a flyer off of a clarion spirit. So that was a really good and insightful game to know that we took way too much damage way too quickly. So we made some cuts from there. We added in Prismari Command. This actually wasn't in the original cut, so this made the cut, which was pretty cool, and I thought it played really well. But I do think we can do even better than Prismari Command. Obviously, it hits a Seeker's Chariot, which is so good, but you don't get to pick your matchups, and we didn't see any Seeker's Chariot today. We didn't even see any Ob Nixiluses for the Jawari Disruption either, so that was kind of a bummer to see how that didn't play out. I mean, not much of a bummer. I don't want to play against those cards, but I would say maybe dropping the Prismari Command here, because we have plenty of ways to cycle through cards. We have, obviously Tainted Indulgence, the Charm, and we have Thirst for Discovery. So Prismari Command, obviously being a really good flex card, is nice, but 2 damage might not get the job done. You might want to cut that and maybe add in a couple of spot removal cards, maybe just some straight up destroy type creature cards. There's a lot to choose from. Whoops, I added an A there. Hold on. Can't type. Destroy type creature cards. So you got things like Infernal Grasp, obviously. I like Power Word Kill because there's not a whole lot of dragons and stuff going around, but there are going to be a lot more angels floating around soon, I'm sure, because there's some pretty cool angel cards. But some early game 2 mana spot removal would be really nice in this deck. I think it'd go a long way with some early game survival rate. But yeah, ultimately I think the deck synergizes extremely well. I personally don't think there's a whole lot you could do to this deck other than what it actually is and what it's trying to do. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't say that a lot. I don't really give myself a pat in the back a whole lot, but I do like this one. I think it's good. I do enjoy it, and I think that it's pretty tuned up, honestly. So if you guys have any ideas, though, as always, on how to make it better, I am open to all of those thoughts and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Also, one last thing before I go, this card, man. This card, if you guys could somehow squeeze this in with Olivia, I mean, if you want to cut Burning Redeeming, that's probably the best spot for it. But dude, get this card in there with an Olivia and you can have some fun. Let's just say that we've done that before. We wanted to mix it up with Burning Redeeming, but that is a combo you can do, and you can inflict a lot of damage as well. So that's my last little tidbit. But as always, comment down below what you guys think and your ideas, and that will conclude today's video. Before I hop out of here, as always, huge shout out as always goes to, of course, the Marty Mob, baby. Thank you guys so much for being part of the Marty Mob. Really appreciate and love every single one of you for everything. All your support, your monthly support means the world to me and keeps this channel going. So love you guys, appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to learn more about the Marty Mob and what that is and how you can become a member, you can hit that join button down below or the link in the description. But that is going to wrap up today's video. We'll see you guys back here for tomorrow for another one. Till next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, the meta. This ain't cheap.